Hey, what's up everybody? Shane here with Grandmaster Bob, and today I want to share with you 4 tactics that helped me improve my fighting style. And this pertains to all styles of combat, boxing, Muay Thai, etc. And we're going to jump right into it with the first one, choosing weapons based on range. Number 2, Machida's belly breathing. Number 3, strong shields and strong eyes. And number 4, setting traps and manipulation. So let's get started with the first one, choose your weapon. The first tactic is choosing a weapon dependent upon the range that you're at. You have to be able to identify the range that you're at and know which weapons are best to be used at said range. We all have different preferences on whether we like being inside fighters, outside fighters. Depends on who we're fighting and their style, but we have to be able to fight at both ranges and use the weapons of choice. Now, for those of you who play video games, first-person shooters, if you're a sniper and you got a sniper rifle equipped, you know that's probably not the best bet if you're going into a close quarters combat situation. You'd rather have your SMG, you'd rather have a shotgun, maybe you're going melee and you're going with a knife. So it's the same idea with fighting. If I'm on the outside, if I'm the sniper, I want to keep them long range. I want to keep them far away. And if they try to come in close, I tell them to get out and I shoot them. And I make it sharp and I make it quick. If it's boxing, it's going to be my longest range strikes, which are my jab, my cross, could be to the body as well. And I'm keeping them out and I'm keeping my distance. If I want to get on the inside, I still have to use my long-range attacks. I still have to use my jabs and my crosses because I have to threaten them on the way in, right? Whether they crash the range and come to me, I have to have them flinching on the way in so that I can keep them away, cut an angle, and put myself in an advantageous position. Or if I want to put the pressure on them, then I maybe have to throw a couple of these, get them to respect it, then I fake it. Now I'm in tight. Now I can start working the body, working the uppercuts. If I'm not safe here, I'm not winning the exchange, I need to know how to get out. If I want to create the range again, I either have to step out or I have to push them back and crash into them a little bit. If it's boxing, then I'm going to nudge. If it's Muay Thai, I'm going to push. I'm going to post out. I'm going to create the range. Again, in Muay Thai or kickboxing, if I want to get from the outside to inside range, then I have to establish a threat, being long-range attacks. Let's say it's a teep, then I fake the teep to get into punch range or to get into clinching range, right? Or maybe it's a switch kick. Bang, but I want to get into punching range again. So I switch and I get a little bit closer. Now I stay southpaw and I'm working from here. Now this is just offense that we're talking about here. You also have to be able to recognize it for the sake of your defense. I don't have to worry about elbows and uppercuts from this range because they're too far away. If I see them start to shift their weight, start to lean forward, start to move their feet towards me, then I know that different threats are imminent from that range. So again, recognizing it isn't just about what can I throw, it's what do I actually have to be wary of. Where are my positions of my hands and my feet at? Where are they at, right? It's not just about range, it's the position of their body. What can they throw from certain positions? If they're down low here, I don't have to worry about a right kick. They're not going to be able to throw that here because their weight's heavy and low. But I would have to worry about maybe a spinning elbow or something like that. So again, being able to identify range, angles, and body position will limit what they can throw, and I should be able to identify that so I know where I have to be in position to defend and attack. Now we're going to talk about a concept that I learned from a Machida seminar from Lyoto and Shinzo and their father, where they talked about belly breathing, tensing up the abs, not just for body armor, but also for energy conservation, and they based it off of range. So I wanted to start that first tactic talking a little bit more conceptually about range, just to help you identify, because that's going to also change how and when we tense up our abs. So this is what they did. They had us all sit down on the ground and they had us lift one leg. Then they put a leg down, then the other leg, and put it down, and then both legs. And they said, we really want you to pay attention to how your abs feel when you do this. How do your abs feel when you lift one leg, the other leg, and how does it feel when you lift both legs? And you can just hear it in my voice. I have to use all of my abdominal strength in order to lift both of my legs up, and then just a half of that, or even a quarter of that when I lift just one leg up. So the way they asked us to time it and to start focusing really changed the way that I was able to save my energy, use my abs for power and for defense, and it is based on range. So they said if you're outside of range and you don't have to worry about attacking or getting attacked, then you can be completely relaxed with your stomach and you can breathe deep into your belly, really trying to expand and send that breath down so that you can take as much energy in as possible, as much oxygen in, so that we can recover, right? So I'm outside here, I'm breathing deep into my belly, right? Everyone knows that if you have a soft belly, right, you're not tensing up your abs and you take a shot there, it hurts really bad. You get the wind knocked out of you. So it's very important that I'm outside of range. There's no threat. They have to step in or I have to step in before they hit me. This is recovery mode. If I have an energy meter, I'm picturing it like that. Bloop, 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 bloop. I'm gaining energy back here. I'm in recovery mode. Once I'm close enough to either attack or be attacked, it's the same idea as lifting the one leg. I'm slightly tensed now. Okay, so this is going to give me armor. If I get hit in the body, I'm not going to get drained. I'm going to be able to tense up all the way and absorb it or brace for it. And then at any point that I decide to start throwing, I can. Now it's fully tensed, like when we lift both of our legs up off of the ground, when we're hitting shots or when we're getting hit. So if Bob were to throw a kick, now I'm tensing up the abs, right? We're in between shots, nothing's being thrown, it's half tense, bang, until I hit, now it's fully tense. Half tense, fully tense. Half tense, fully tense. So this is timing, right? We think about timing as like countering Bob's shot or landing before he can defend. But it's not just timing amongst each other, it's also timing with my own body. Knowing when to be loose and knowing when to be tense. Loose, tense, loose, tense, loose, tense. The forearms, fist, the core, okay? So start to think about that when it comes to timing and do that leg lift exercise to really identify how it feels tensing up the abs. If I were to ask you what skills make the defensive fighters so good, is it their blocks, is it their parries, is it their evasions, is it their footwork? To me, if I were to answer that, I'd say it's their strong eyes. The ability to see punches coming in without flinching or turning away, right? Being in the fire and being relaxed, staying calm, watching these shots coming in. My old coach used to say, if you close your eyes, the monsters don't go away. In fact, they're much worse, right? So if I close my eyes and I don't know which way to roll my head, I don't know where to put my arms, Bob's gonna hit me and it's gonna hurt and it's gonna be really bad. If I see the punch coming in, even if he hits me in a really bad spot like the chin, I can move with it. I can take some of the steam off. I can brace and tense up my neck and lift up my shoulders and take less damage that way. Or maybe I deflect it, I parry it a little bit, take some of the steam off of the shot. So it's the same idea, but now my counters are gonna be much better if I can keep my eyes strong. So what you need to do is you need to trust your shields, which are anything from your fingertips up to the shoulder. If we're talking about Muay Thai, then it's your shin, it's your knee. And we also have to trust and have strong eyes. So you have to be able to do you have to be doing your anti-flinch drills, which we have on fighttips.com. And what that will do is keep you calm under pressure, be able to watch the shots come in, and again, trust your shield. So when Bob's throwing punches at me, not only do I like to deflect or parry and slip and pull and move my feet, but I also like catching or bracing or pillaring shots. So I think about catching. If Bob were to throw a punch, I'm literally high-fiving his knuckles. I'm stopping that punch from coming in. When I first started, I was parrying a lot and I was trying to redirect, but to me, that's like trying to shoot a bow and arrow or chop the bow with a karate chop. It would be much easier to just put my shield up and block that arrow from hitting me. So I trust my shields with my hands up. I have a little bit of tension with my lat muscle and in my forearm so that if a punch comes in, he's gonna hit my arms, not my face. My hands are high, I have trust in my shields, and my eyes are strong. Okay, so I'm right here. When the punches come in, I can high-five the knuckles, I can helmet guard and bring my thumb to my ear. If it's to the body, I can pinch the elbow in, and since my eyes are open, I'm watching these shots coming in, now I can counter. Okay, so the tactic here is having strong eyes and trusting your shields, whether it's parrying, whether it's catching, whether it's pillaring or blocking, whatever it may be. Even if you just evade and make them miss entirely, you're going to have a much better chance of doing that if you keep your eyes open. Easier said than done. That's why it takes practice. Setting traps and manipulating your opponent is the best way to make them do what you want. Create openings, keep them off balance, prevent them from hitting you. And we're going to do that with feints, and we're going to do that by setting traps, by giving them false confidence. So let's talk about feints. I'm going to earn respect by first landing something. All right, so if this is boxing, bang, nice stiff jab to the nose, to the chin. Next time I do this, Bob's going to flinch. I'm going to get some sort of reaction out of him. Even if he doesn't flinch, now I know I can just continue doing it. I'm just going to keep jabbing him all day until I win the fight. If I notice he starts to catch, he starts to parry, well, I catalog that and I take note of that. And I notice every time I pump this jab or fake this jab, his hand comes here, it opens up this side of his head. So now I fake it, I come around with my hook instead. If I notice maybe he doesn't reach for it, instead he likes slipping and he goes out to this side, then I fake it, and then I come into a more of a body shot where he's gonna run into that. Or I come over top with the right hand. In Muay Thai, it's the same idea. I'm gonna utilize my teeps. I'm gonna use my long-range probes to fake it, to get a reaction, get them to drop their hands. I'm manipulating them like a puppet on strings. I'm making them do exactly what I want them to do. If their guard is really high, I gotta move it in some way, okay? If it's MMA, then I have to do full body jukes, full body feints where I'm threatening the takedown. If they don't know that I'm a wrestler, if they haven't watched footage, they don't know that I wrestled in high school or college, then if I do this, they're probably not gonna get a reaction. I'm not gonna get a reaction out of them. So I have to actually first try to get a fit in where I'm touching shoulders, I'm reaching for the legs, maybe I'm snatching for a single. I do that a couple of times, then I start to get this reaction where the hands come down, right? Where they start to go into like a half sprawl, then I can come over top, again, manipulating that guard. We can also set traps, which is a little bit more defensively and counter attack minded, where I would want to maybe stick my chin out if it's boxing. Floyd Mayweather does this one all the time. He drops his hands, he sticks his chin out, he makes it appear as if he's lazy and he's closer than he really is. But what he's doing is he's just spring loading his front leg so that when a punch comes in, he pulls and he counters, all right? It's the same idea with in Muay Thai. Johnson on the Wooden Man at a seminar talked about where he keeps his elbows wide intentionally. He invites the body shots because he loves catching kicks. Right? So go ahead, throw a teep, he catches the teep, he pulls them into the range that he likes, he starts working knees, he starts working elbows, he clinches up. Round kicks, same idea, he's catching. Teeps down the middle, he likes smashing the toes with his shins. Again, inviting different things, and I'll do this, go down the list. Head, stick the head out, body, invite it. Legs, sometimes I'll stick my leg out here so they can start to fire off this leg kick. I pull the leg out of the way, and then I return the favor. Okay, so setting traps and manipulating with feints, great tactic that you have to include in your practice early and often throughout. Oftentimes we'll see feints being used in the first minute or round, second, third round. We forget about them for some reason. So continue using them and you'll start winning more fights. All right, everybody, there you have it. It's not just about the weapons in your arsenal, it's understanding how and when to use them. If this type of tutorial interests you, if this type of information is what you're looking for, then you're gonna love the stuff that we got on fighttips.com. It's the ultimate resource for martial artists, online training. We've got daily programming on there, and you can connect with other martial artists and coaches from around the world. Check it out, 2 weeks completely free if you click the link down below. I'll see you on there. Until next time, I'm Shane, this is Bob. Fight Tips for the Underdogs.